All right, welcome back to How Fred Does It. We are going to do some weed killing today. So the next door neighbors have got some chickens, and I'm not a big fan of putting a whole bunch of chemical weed killer down on the gravel on the opposite side of the fence of where their chickens are feeding off the ground. I don't know. Maybe I'm just too sensitive, but we're not going to put any more weed killer down with those chickens over there, and they're feeding their little kids those eggs. We are going to try distilled white vinegar and salt. So one of the things I've found is I put the weed killer down, works great for a few weeks, weeds are back. I think the theory behind this on the internet is the salt actually uh, basically sanitizes the ground or sterilizes the ground. So they say that 1 cup for a gallon of distilled vinegar is kind of normal for weed killing. 1.5 cups is pretty aggressive, kills it faster, keeps them dead longer. And areas like gravel, 2 cups of salt with the vinegar kind of sterilizes everything. And that's what we're going for. We're not wanting those weeds to come back right away. I'm sure they'll come back eventually. But so we've got ourselves our spray bucket here. And we're going to put 2 cups of salt in this bucket here today. No, good. I didn't want it to spray me. I thought it was pretty much rinsed and emptied. So got a little funnel, make it a little easier. Hopefully get it in the bucket where it belongs. And I've had a bunch of weeds out there in the gravel. I've burned them off once or twice with propane in a burner, and that kills them for a little while, but doesn't really seem to get rid of the weeds. They come right back. So we're going to go ahead and try this. Worst case, I've spent maybe $6 on the salt and like 3 gallons of white vinegar. So I think it's worth the estimate, or worth the investment. The weed killers are not cheap. I think we all know none of it's good for us or the environment. Not that I'm a big environmental person. I mean, I don't want to hurt the environment, but not out advocating for all kinds of nifty things to protect the world forever. But I don't know what I'm trying to say. Basically, what I'm trying to say is sometimes you can try and do the right thing without it being all kumbaya and all that kind of stuff. So basically, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take you out there and set up the camera outside on the weeds. We're going to spray a section of these weeds. Now this is supposed to do, I believe, 100 square feet. So we've got a section of gravel out there. We'll go ahead and spray about a 10 by 10 section with this concoction, and we'll check it in a few hours, and we'll check it a couple of times over the next couple of days and see if it's effective. So as you can see, these weeds have gotten pretty well out of hand. It's only taken a couple, 3 weeks to really get crazy. And we've got the dogs. You've probably seen them in other videos. And so this is perfectly safe for them. Can't hurt them, which is also another nice benefit. I don't, trying to spray out here and then keep them out of the yard for a couple hours while it dries. Always kind of unfair and a pain to them, but hopefully should make sure this is well shook up, I guess, and that salt is all dissolved before I get too carried away here. Looks pretty good. Try and keep it off my grass as best I can. Don't really want to kill the grass. Got to mow too, of course. And if this works well, inexpensive, safe for everybody, and maybe keeps this gravel spot here for the patio a little bit less packed with weeds, that is going to be a very nice change. This has always been a fight. I've heard this starts to act pretty quick. It's about 80 degrees out here today, and they want you to put it on a nice hot day without rain coming. So for July in Washington, western Washington, 80 degrees is a pretty hot day. So we'll just spray it real good and spray the bee. Shouldn't hurt the bee any either. Might not make it very happy. Might come back and have a pointy discussion with me if I'm not careful. I have a feeling, as thick as these weeds are, that if I actually want to sterilize the ground, once the weeds are gone, I'm probably going to have to come back and spray just the gravel once the weeds are dead. Because this ain't getting down to the gravel at all. Then again, if the weeds die and it rains, that salt's probably still going to be there. Or maybe it gets pulled into the roots. I don't know. So I've gone a little bit bigger than a 10 by 10 area. So I don't know, maybe I didn't put it on heavy enough. I've done probably about 15 by 10 with this gallon. But it's just about empty. We're just about out here. Yeah, silly dog's gonna roll into vinegar. Lovely. Well, the wife's not home, so she won't. I won't have to get in trouble for the dog smelling like vinegar. Boneheaded animal. Yeah, there we go. That's pretty much the end of that. Okay. Okay, here we are, about 24 hours into the vinegar and salt. It's killing things off pretty good, especially the leafy weeds. They're dying back pretty well. You can see some areas where I may not have gotten it quite as thick, but even those are kind of dying back. All the broadleaf weeds are dying really fast. Interesting thing is the grass weeds, they got a little, they're not quite as green, but they're not dying off as fast. So we'll keep an eye on those and see how those do. And I must have missed those weeds right there in the corner completely, because that broadleaf, that should be dying like the rest of these. So we'll come back again in a couple days and see how it's looking. But basically, I'm pretty impressed. This is about where I ran out here around this post. So, yeah, it's dying off pretty well. So we'll hopefully this will work and safe for everybody concerned. Well, this is Friday, so it's day 4 of the weed killer, and it's doing real good. The vinegar and salt's killing things off pretty well. The grass is even starting to die off. So hopefully in a couple weeks this stuff will all die away, and I can just come out here and rake up the dead stuff and maybe touch it up a little bit more with a little bit more of that mix, the salt and vinegar, and yeah, get these weeds taken care of. So yeah, that's looking pretty good. Well, it will look good, obviously, when it's all dead and I can just rake it up and have gravel again. So I would say for the cost, it's worth trying, and we'll just have to see how long it actually lasts. Thanks for coming out and working together today. If y'all like this video, check out these videos and other projects. Leave me a comment. Check out my other links in the description or subscribe for future videos from How Fred Does It. That's how we did it. Thanks all. Take care.